The Journey of Hope 2001 is a spiritual journey, and it's designed to help us prepare for the new Christian millennium. The Journey of Hope is about much more than a capital campaign. But we all know that we can't carry out the Church's spiritual and pastoral mission without the human, physical, and financial resources that help us to make Christ present here in central and southern Indiana.
Most people would be shocked if they realized the number of people that the Church touches in the ministry of the Archdiocese of Indianapolis. We tend to the spiritual needs of some 200,000 Catholics in over 150 parishes. We educate 24,000 students in over 70 schools, and there's an additional 40,000 youth and adults in our parish religious education programs. We're supporting 75,000 needy people through our Catholic Charities agencies. We're assisting 35 seminarians during their educational training for the priesthood. We care for 29 priests who are retired or infirm.
A large number of people who are not Catholics are served by our Catholic Charities agencies. A large number are served by our Catholic schools. We're perfectly willing to carry on this mission, but we need help.
Our Catholic Church and our Catholic schools, our Catholic agencies, we've never had the luxury of having money in reserve.
Building an endowment is what gives a foundation to a kind of a realistic dimension of hope, because the endowment provides the principle off of which we can get a steady income that otherwise we would not have.
Much of the funding we receive through the campaign will be to provide for the future for endowments, for Catholic education, for Catholic charities, for lay ministry, for the education of our seminarians.
Those funds are going to be prudently invested, they're going to be prudently managed, they're going to be supervised by the Catholic Community Foundation, which is a board of the most qualified, the most skilled business leaders, men and women throughout our Archdiocese.
Hi, what's your thumb up for?
Well, you know, with the endowment, you know how much money you can have each year, and you can budget and you can plan.
If the Archdiocese as a whole doesn't work together to provide for the needs of people all throughout the Archdiocese, from New Albany to Columbus to Terre Haute to Richmond back to Indianapolis, there's no way that our parishes and agencies in those particular places can provide these things alone.
We have more people coming to our churches. We have more young people, students in our elementary and high schools.
A lot of our facilities, our schools, our parish churches, our other facilities, our agency facilities, have aged, and we have not been able to take care of them.
Earlier in the year, we had a 6th grade student that was in a wheelchair, and we had to physically carry her up and down the stairs.
When you defer maintenance, you open yourself up to the problem of inflation.
This is our milk cooler, and because of limited outlets, this is the only place we can put it. And then this is our social worker's closet, which is underneath the stairs that she meets with students one-on-one, and you can see the tight quarters that she has.
Everything goes up in value. People's time costs more.
Currently, we have 5 different buildings that the students go to, and they have to go across the parking lot in all kinds of weather.
Materials cost more.
Even with building a new building, we're not going to be able to serve all the children in Marion County who need us.
LaShawn, do you want to read that story together, or do you want to just look at the pictures?
These kids desperately need a warm, safe environment, a place where they can trust people.
Oh no, don't fight, let's be friends.
They need to learn how to handle their emotions and how to get along with other people.
Can you say, Angie, will you open this, please?
Children who receive adequate help in preschool are shown to have many fewer contacts with the criminal justice system later. For some of the children, the meal that they get here is the only really full meal they get during the day.
Did you try your egg yet? Yeah. Eric did.
Children are never turned away because of their inability to pay or their family's inability to pay.
For almost 150 years, we have been here for the benefit of the church in training young men for the priesthood. It is our work.
On the one hand, we're blessed because we are getting more and more seminarians in our Archdiocese. That represents, nonetheless, a large cost.
In most cases, it's at least $15,000, $20,000 a year.
The young men who study here learn a good bit of theory. They learn how to pray.
When I was in the seminary many, many years ago, the church was in a completely different situation. But now, our pastors are managers and administrators and leaders of large parish complexes.
When I went to the seminary and I wanted to be a priest, it was because I saw the priest on the altar and doing all of the people things.
The job of the parish priest is to teach, to preach, to lead to God. His job is not to fix a leaky roof.
Very often in parishes that had 2 or 3 associate pastors, in addition to the pastor, we now have one pastor. And we need to provide these priests with assistance through our pastoral associates, parish life coordinators, and other professional lay ministers.
Like any other segment of society, priests now on average are living longer than they used to. And they're serving longer than they used to.
The average age of a priest in the Archdiocese of Indianapolis today is 55 years old. So in a very short time span, we are going to need to provide for an increasing number of priests who are retired, who are infirm, who are sick.
People who have given their whole lives, should be people who should receive at least something in return so that their last days are at least decent and pleasant.
Oh, Jesus, through the Immaculate Heart of Mary.
I often speak of our youth as being the bridge to the new millennium. In a certain very real sense, I mean, looking in their faces, you see them as the hope for the future. We have a CYO camp, but that CYO camp is one of the facilities we have that needs development. Now we have the opportunity to make that camp even more viable and more available to lots more of our youth.
If we as Catholics don't do it, who will? I don't know who will take our place.
I think this is an opportunity for everyone in the Archdiocese to make a difference.
As a young person, I didn't pay anything to keep that church and school over my head. And now that I'm an adult and I'm a parent and I have some leadership responsibility, it's now my turn to step forward.
When I was asked, I didn't hesitate a minute because I have such confidence in the Archbishop, and he is so knowledgeable and can foresee the problems that are here, and he's the first one that's come in and said something has to be done now. We can't wait.
We need to invite, we need to ask. And it's my experience that we're asking people to really invest themselves into Christ's mission in very human ways.
A lot of us get up every morning, take a lot of things for granted, and a lot of people are successful. And you really don't realize the people that are struggling out there.
The church is ours. It is our obligation. It is our responsibility to love it, to support it, to take care of it.